Today, I'm happy to be joined by Trina Schmidt, Executive Director for the Libbie Young Center. And we're here to discuss your upcoming online auction. But first, to start, what is the Libbie Young Center for those unaware?
So the Libbie Young Center is a not-for-profit that is working here in Lloydminster, and we've been working since actually 1983, supporting adults living with mental illness.
And what does that support look like?
So we have a few programs. So we support clients through learning life skills, through education, through supporting them in a supported independent living environment, through our day program, and through our community outreach program.
I'd like to hear more about the upcoming online auction fundraiser. Can you tell me more about that?
Annually, we do a fundraiser called Mental Health Matters. And, it's really important because unfortunately still today, mental health is still a topic that has stigma around it, right? So we talk to people with diabetes or any other sort of physical ailment, and we usually approach that with some empathy and compassion. But unfortunately, sometimes still in our society, when somebody says, I live with a mental illness, there's some stigma with that. And so oftentimes people find themselves judged. They may find themselves discriminated against, and therefore they sort of shut down. So this is our opportunity to talk about mental health matters. We need mental wellness for all. So it's our campaign to bring the topic to the surface and talk about it. But it is also our annual fundraiser. So like many other not-for-profits, we have some core funding, but we have to, find funding opportunities for the rest of our programs and services. And this is one way we do that.
What sort of items will be available during the auction?
And in fact, I was thinking about that this morning, getting ready for this. We still have items coming in, which is very exciting. But we have things like gift certificates for local restaurants. We have a Supreme vehicle detailing package. So it's that time of year, winter's over. We want to clean up our vehicle. We've actually got 3 of those packages. Those value, I think, at $310. So that was an amazing donation. We have things like garden decor, solar lights, little figurines. We have a retro cooler. We're headed into that season where we're going to want to be on our patio. And we have some outdoor games. We've got a donation of a ladder golf game, a lawn curling game, right? So I'm really excited to see what's coming in for items with this season. But we've also been tapping into some of our local artisans. So we are hearing today some of the items that are coming in. One lady just emailed with a picture of a beautiful earring and bracelet set that she handcrafted. So we're doing that as well.
Why did you guys pick the theme Unmasking Mental Illness?
Well, we actually changed the timing of our fundraiser a bit. It used to be in the fall, and we're now doing it in May because the second or the first full week in May is Mental Health Week. And so Canadian Mental Health is the one who sets the theme. And so they've set the theme of unmasking mental health. And so, as I said earlier, oftentimes, unfortunately, in our society still, individuals living with mental illness feel the stigma that is real and still exists in our society. So we all mask a little bit. We meet somebody new, and we get to know them before we really show our true self. That's normal, but unfortunately, some of our clients feel like they have to put that mask on all the time. Whether that's to keep their job, whether that's to find housing, whether that is just to not be judged. And that's exhausting, right? People become disconnected with who they truly are. They might isolate because of that, right? So this is our opportunity to say, as a community, we need to rally behind, people who are living with mental illness. They're no different than anybody living with a physical illness. And so let's talk about it. And that unmasking is exactly that. what we can do is have real conversations, normalize the topic, so that people feel like, oh, I can tell you what I'm dealing with without you judging me.
And what are these proceeds going towards?
All proceeds will be funneling to our day program. Our day program is open to anyone in the community who's living with a mental illness. And that is one of our programs that we don't have a lot of core funding in. We only have maybe about a quarter of the program costs covered by some core funding. So all of our funds raised will go to that, and that program offers educational and recreational opportunities. So they, it's about, again, being in a safe environment with people who are dealing with some of the same challenges in life that you are, learning how to socialize in, again, a comfortable, safe environment, but also how to engage in community, right? So they might go bowling, or they might go play some pool, they might go for a walk in Bud Miller Park, but also they might sit down and have some education sessions on how to set boundaries. How does the stigma feel, and how do you respond to stigma, right? So both from an educational perspective, but also an engagement perspective, to make sure people aren't isolating, and just keeping to themselves.
Was there anything else you'd like to add?
No, I'll just say I've created the auction site this morning. So 32auctions.com/LYC 2025 is the link. And items will start to go up there in the next week.
Well, that covers all of my questions. I want to thank you again for taking the time to talk about this today.
Awesome. Thank you for the opportunity.